What's up, y'all? Welcome into the warm-up show here on Grind Seating Media. I'm Whitaker alongside Michael Wallace. We are courtside at FedEx Forum, getting you ready for tonight's game between the Houston Rockets and your Memphis Grizzlies. Got a lot to get to tonight, but let's start by looking at Monday night when the Grizzlies lost here at home against the Detroit Pistons, 114-106. Grizzlies have now lost 3 in a row. They were actually down 21 in that game, came back ahead of a 3-point game with 3 minutes to go, but just didn't have enough to kind of get over the hump and really get past Cade Cunningham, who was awesome for Detroit.
Yes.
Houston started 0-2, and everybody was like, oh, no, it's a disaster. They've won 4 in a row since then and are looking good, looking like the kind of team everyone thought they might turn out to be this season, even without Fred VanVleet, who's been out for the year. Mike, that game against Detroit the other night, there were times where it looked like the Grizzlies were out of it.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, they were, but then there was every once in a while they would kind of hit a switch, and you're like, oh, whoa, they have this is there. It's just how do they find that kind of level, I guess.
And that's part of it, Lang. We talk about it time and time again, that this team didn't have, Jaren Jackson Jr. during training camp. Yeah. They didn't have Ja Morant during the preseason. Right now, this first 10 games of the season is basically their preseason. Yeah. And you're going to have some times where, your efficiency and your effectiveness and your execution is going to ebb and flow. And we've seen that from game to game, from quarter to quarter. And it's funny because some media members asked Isolo after the last game, hey, you've had some really, really good second halves, but you struggled starting the game. And I was like, well, that's not necessarily true. They had a great first half against the Lakers. Yeah. It was the second half that did them in. They had a great second half against the Pistons. It was the first half that did them in. Yeah. So this team has to find some continuity and some way to click. And hopefully it gets started this week while they're at home, but it's going to be awfully tough with this schedule.
Well, one of the ways they're going to find some continuity, hopefully, is with Ja Morant in the lineup every game. He missed the one game earlier this week. Now he's been back in the lineup, played Monday night, played a season-high in minutes in Charles Bassey, 35 minutes and 18 points, 10 assists in that game. I was kind of, there's been like all this talk online about Ja the last 2 days. Pre-game tonight, there were no questions about Ja.
Right.
Like, it feels like people are kind of like, all right, that's happened.
Yeah.
And this world we live in, the page turns so fast that now it's like, all right, now it's just about this team. Yeah. It feels like, and we kind of know what Ja can do when he's at his best. Now, I think everybody's ready to see him do it.
And again, 18 points and 10 assists isn't anything to sneeze at. Now, he would tell you, look, the 5 turnovers on a night when you committed 20 as a team and gave up 33 points off turnovers, that's a death nail right there. So Ja will admit, he's had some games. I thought he was spectacular in the opener against the Pelicans. Yeah. I thought he was fantastic coming down the stretch against the Suns. But there have been some games where he's had some sort of off nights. The Lakers one, obviously, was the controversial game. And, he was good against Detroit. He just wasn't great. The bar is set now. Ja and Jaren Jackson Jr. have to be great night in and night out for you to be a really good team based on where the roster is right now. And when they're not great, the Grizzlies struggle overall. And they need to set that bar back to where greatness is expected. And I think those two will be the first two to admit it.
You wrote a piece this week for Grind City Media, the newsletter that we do, and for the mic check. And you talked about how the Grizzlies are looking for urgency.
Yes.
And Jaren said to you, it's going to take buy-in from everybody, but we are fully capable. We have all the tools, all the pieces. We have everything we need to be successful. It's not something I'm too worried about, but the urgency has got to be there.
Yes.
So where do they find the urgency?
Man, they got to find it within themselves. Yeah. Like, are they urgent? Is the coaching staff urgent? Is Isolo urgent in the fourth quarter and not strategic and scripted? Are they willing to get outside the box and get desperate? Are you willing to play your lineups and give them stretches where they can still maintain their continuity? Yeah. It's going to take some urgency and some discomfort from everybody. Yeah. It's not on one player. It's not on one coach. And it's about, look, man, your season is right here. Yeah. These first 20 games of the season are going to be critical, especially in the West, where it is not a night off at all.
And the Grizzlies, they're 3-5 right now. It's not far from being 5-3. Honestly, with some of these, they've been in some of these games. You can
go the other way too.
True.
Take Josh shot out of the Phoenix game.
It'd be 2-6. Yeah.
2-6, and then the New Orleans game could have been a struggle. They were down double figures in that one. Yeah. So you're right. I think you're probably right about where you would. I had this team. If they can go 500 through the first 20.
That was my thought too. Yeah.
that was fine. Now, they're only a couple of games off that pace, but now it gets Houston, it gets Dallas on Friday, OKC on Sunday, and then you're on the road for the next 4.
Yeah.
Where's the relief?
Yeah, I was thinking stay at 500 till you get to Zach Edey's return, till you get to those guys back, and then you're going to be good. But like it's going to be tough because, like you said, the schedule does not get any easier.
Right.
And if you're going to be at 500, you need everybody to start making some shots because that's been a thing so far this year. Is Grizzlies haven't shot the ball all that well from three-point, at least for 4 quarters at a time.
Yeah.
Jalen Wells, in particular, is now 4 for 35 his last 6 games. It went 0-7 the other night against the Pistons.
Yeah.
Here's a clip from him in the locker room after the game. Matt Infield from WMC got him talking about how he's going to keep shooting the ball, and I like Cedric Coward chiming in here.
Yes. You know, obviously the work you put in, just how frustrating is the shooting slump right now with that in mind?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely frustrating, especially when we're losing. I feel like, you know, it's hard to contribute to winning basketball when my shot's not falling. Obviously, I play defense, but there's 2 sides to the basketball. You know, I feel like I came here to contribute to winning, and I feel like just not doing it.
How do you approach situations like that? I'm sure this isn't the first time you've had with the shooting slump. Like, do you do anything differently? Is it just the same thing and eventually shots will fall? How do you approach it?
Shoot, honestly, I don't think I ever missed this many shots in my life. But I'm gonna keep shooting it. I know how many shots I put in every day, so.
Damn right, you gotta keep shooting. Shoot it every time.
If I stop shooting it, then I feel like I'm taking away my identity. So I'm gonna keep shooting it.
As Cedric Coward said, you got to keep shooting it.
Yes.
I was actually talking to shoot-around this morning with Contavious Caldwell-Pope about shooting and what happens when you're not in a rhythm and you're not able to kind of be consistent with it. And I asked him, I was like, what do you do? And he was like, you just keep shooting. He's like, I'm a shooter. I shoot. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So I think with Jalen, like, you're going to see him keep shooting. I wonder if in the meantime, if there's some substitution differences, lineup changes that the Grizzlies would consider making.
No, they're not. They're not. They're going to stick with Jalen Wells. Yeah. He's going to be in the starting lineup tonight. He's going to continue to get his shots. They want to run early offense for him to knock down that next one. Yeah. I saw him work out at shoot-around earlier, after shoot-around, and he wasn't missing, right? Yeah. And it's different when you're shooting shoot-around shots versus the intensity. But what I liked about that clip, Lang, that you shared there was not only was Jalen honest about where he was, Cedric Coward was right there, right? And saying, no, you're damn right, you're going to keep shooting. And if you go back to the preseason when Cedric Coward was shooting 11% during the preseason, it was Jalen Wells who was on the other side saying he's got to keep shooting. Yeah. We believe in the work that he's putting in. So those two guys are working with one another to keep their confidence lifted. And you got to love that, especially in the week where a lot of people, both internally and externally, and for obvious reasons, are questioning how connected this team is. Yeah. I think what you just shared right there shows how connected these guys are.
For sure. And especially even young guys, the guys who haven't been here that long.
First and second year players.
That's what they're doing.
Yes.
Let's look at the injury report for tonight, Mike. Brandon Clark out, Zach Edey still out, Ty Jerome still out, Scottie Pippen Jr. still out, the same 4 guys. Yeah. Everyone else good to go. And for Houston, Steven Adams is out. I saw him out here pregame. He was questionable with a hip injury. Former Grizzlies legend Steven Adams. He was out here wearing his customary flip-flops and baggy sweatpants. But Steve's out for tonight.
That's a big time out. That's a big out for them.
Because they have, as Coach Isolo said, it's a historic offensive rebound rate.
Yes.
Having all those bigs out there. So having Steven Adams out, leading them in rebounding. Dorian Finney-Smith also out with an ankle injury. Jabari Smith's day-to-day, but I haven't seen an update on him yet to see if he's available for this Rockets team tonight.
But here it is, though. This Rockets team is still one of the hottest in the league. They've won 4 in a row coming in here. They've won those 4 games by an average of 20 points. They blew out 3 teams by 20-plus. Had a close game against Dallas. But they got 3 guys in the lineup that really know what they're doing and know how to score.
And they have arguably the greatest scorer in NBA history. Kevin Durant.
Yes.
So we'll see how that goes tonight. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Jessica Benson's going to join us, and we're going to talk 191 Collabs. It's time for the next version of that. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching the warm-up show here on Grind City Media.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Grizz Nation, don't foul out on dinner plans. Hit Sticks Express in downtown Memphis instead. Fresh hibachi, steak, shrimp, sushi tacos, and yes, our legendary sake slushy to keep things cool. Order online with code STIX901, STIX901, and knock 10% off your tab. It's the perfect pick and roll for game night. Sticks Express. Fast, fresh, always a slam dunk. And hey, come see us at our Collierville location too.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
What's up? Welcome back to the warm-up show here on Grind City Media. Lang Whitaker, Jessica Benson here courtside at FedEx Forum, getting you ready for tonight's game between the Memphis Grizzlies and the red-hot Houston Rockets. And Jessica Benson joins us. She always does it this time to talk to us about tonight's main character. Who have you selected as tonight's main character?
I am selecting the battle of one of the greatest of all time.
Okay.
And the young guns on the wing. Give me Kevin Durant going up against the duo of Jalen Wells and Cedric Coward.
Trying
and
to
for
slow him
Cedric
down.
Coward, baptism by figuring out how to. You never stop one of the greatest scorers that we have ever seen, but slowing down.
You only hope to contain him.
You only hope that there's a nod of respect at one point from Kevin Durant saying, all right, I see you. And then he might score over you again. But at that point, an ample effort from both of those wings. This is one of the tougher early season matchups for both of them. And I look forward to seeing if they have it in them to slow him down tonight, because otherwise you have a Rockets team that's just really scoring at will. And I know they don't have Steven Adams, and that is massive, because when they do have Steven Adams, they are bringing in offensive rebounds at a historic rate. But still, even in their game the other night against the Dallas Mavericks, you look at Kevin Durant was their third best scorer in that game. Between you have Şengün, and the offense has run so much through him without having a true point guard. So that's what I'm looking forward to most.
Coach Isolo talked about in his pregame, like having Durant and Şengün, who can either one of them sort of just initiate offense and they can just clear it out, go one-on-one, and then get all the offensive rebounds too. They're a problem.
And then Thompson and the athleticism that he brings. They do have Jabari Smith back tonight after he was out. They bring a lot of problems that have given the Grizzlies fits early this season. They kind of categorize all of them in one. So this is a really tough matchup, but we'll see.
I wonder if we'll get Charles Bassey minutes again tonight. If you need size, you need rebounding, you know.
It's odd because it feels as if he would have matched up better in a Steven Adams type game. But this is, I think, the end of his first 10 days. And he is athletic. And he ran well in the game that we saw him in the other night. And just giving any size to combat what the Rockets are able to throw at you in that category.
All right. Jessica Benson's going to be on the call today on ESPN 92.9, and then you can hear her with John Roser and Bennett Doyle on the double post after the game tonight, half an hour after the game ends. We're going to take a quick break. Brandon Hobbs is going to join us on the other side of this from M-Town Merch. We're going to talk the latest 191 collabs. You're watching the warm-up show.
We have a special guest in with us today.
Yes, we do.
Perfect.
He's been here before. He's not new to this. Shout out our friend Brandon Hobbs from M-Town Merch, who is the new 191 Collabs appearance, I guess, this weekend on Friday night. Welcome back, Brian.
Hey, thank y'all for having me. Second go around.
This is your second collab with the Grizzlies.
Sophomore year.
Last year, Sherm's got the shirt on. I got the windbreaker from last year, and this year you got a whole new collection of stuff.
So clean. So clean.
Talk to us a little bit about it. Like, where did this collection come from? What were the sort of the inspirations behind it?
Well, I love just old school athletic apparel. That's why I started M-Town. I wanted to see how far I could push the limit with it, and I wanted to go deep into the 70s, the 60s for inspiration. You know, listening to old school R&B, soul,
and Memphis style.
I wanted to take that and put it into clothing. You know, I haven't seen anything that could feel more upscale when you wear it. You can wear it to, you know, a night out or a game, you know, a variety of things. So that's where the inspiration for this came from.
Welcome back to the warm-up show here on Grind City Media. Lang Whitaker, courtside here at FedEx Forum before tonight's game between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Houston Rockets. It's a lot of words to say really fast. You hear that? And I'm joined now by my guy Brandon Hobbs from M-Town Merch, who is the first 191 Collabs participant of the year. Friday night, Grizzlies playing against Dallas Mavericks. You got to get here at 5:30 when the doors open, and you can get some of the freshest gear that you can get out there. Brandon's wearing the corduroy jacket. Yeah. I'm wearing his sweatshirt. I've been getting stopped throughout this arena tonight. People are like, "Oh my gosh, what is that shirt? That is incredible."
That's good to hear.
So yeah, it's like the early results are rave reviews. My son said, "You look like you're graduating from college." When I walked out with this,
that's kind of what I was going for.
Right?
So.
You were trying to get that kind of like retro, preppy sportswear feel, right?
I wanted that old 60s, 70s feel, that old soul to it. I wanted something that could stand the test of time. You can wear this 10, 20, 30 years from now.
Yeah, I mean, the jacket is incredible. The sweatshirt, real thick. Like it's not like a cheap shirt. You know what I mean? Like it's heavy. It's like got some weight to it. Tell us about this hat. I know people love hats. There's a lot going on with this hat.
Yeah. So the hat, we got the varsity letter on the front. We have a brass pin on the front just to give it that accent. We got the pinstripes just to set it off a little bit. Yeah. Old school Grind City Memphis patch on the side. We got the Grizz Claw with Grizzlies and a leather strap on the back.
That's really cool.
Just to elevate it a little bit. Yeah. Give it a little more pizzazz. On the right side, I got the collab logo, M-Town and Grizzlies. Underneath, it's a signature that I do for all of my M-Town hats, the 901 underneath the brim.
This one is the kind of crazy one to me. Because last year you showed up with bandanas. And this year you're like, all right, we're going to elevate this thing. The silk scarf. Well, we got it upside down. All right.
Here we go.
There we go. Silk scarf with the bear. We got the M-Town. We got the claw. It's like a little bit of everything, right?
It's got a little bit of everything. I wanted to do something traditional. Whenever you do something upscale, when I think of fashion houses, a silk scarf is something that is a staple piece that you can pair with anything. You can rock it however you want it, and it always looks good.
Yeah. And then we got a T-shirt too. And the T-shirt's got a little bit of all of it. They're colorful. The front, you were telling us the other day, it's got like a sort of a classic fashion house look, right?
I wanted to give it that look, kind of like a Prada feel, something like that. We got the ringers on the tees sewn in. Another elevated piece that you know, just kind of punch it up a notch. It's got a good weight to it. We got the screen print on the back, a collage, an old school style collage.
When you do a collection, Brandon, like this is your second one with the 191, is it like, do you have a favorite piece, or is it like kids? Like each one, you love all of them?
I love them all for different reasons.
Yeah.
I'd say out of everything, I definitely love the jacket. Yeah. A lot of detail went into it.
I know.
But the scarf overall, I mean, I can't go wrong. That's probably my favorite piece out of everything.
Brother. Can we show the inside of the jacket? Just that color? Yeah, like it's got this green. Look at that pop. That's amazing. The other thing I thought of as you were going through all this was looking at this on the side. And it's your logo and the Grizzlies logo. That must feel kind of surreal, right?
Like, yeah, it does. Every time I look at it, I mean, I have no words.
I know.
Every time. I have no words for sitting right here right now.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. It's no different than the first one as far as how amped I feel just to be able to do this for the city and for the team.
Having done that first one, did it make you like a little more aware of this time of like, all right, maybe this, piece works better than that piece, or like, what did you learn from that first time?
For the first time, I learned to pace myself. I wanted to go with my mood at the time to make everything a little bit more cohesive.
Okay.
So where everything can be worn together, but then you separate it and you can still piece it with other Grizz pieces.
All right, so you're going to come buy this stuff. Come Friday night, 5:30. When the doors open, go straight to the Grizz Inn. Do not buy this stuff online. If you see it online, don't buy it.
Do not buy
it's not
the
real.
fakes.
Yeah.
Come at 5:30 on Friday. There's going to be a line. Get there as early as you can.
Stand in the line.
Yeah.
There's lots of stuff. You'll be able to buy it. But get there at 5:30. Brandon Hobbs, M-Town merch, the 191 collab on Friday night against the Dallas Mavericks here at FedEx Forum. Be there at 5:30. Appreciate you, Brandon.
All right. Thanks, man.
We'll take one more break. Michael Wallace joins us. You're watching the warm-up show on Grind City Media.
Now that's the new edition way.
I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask.
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation.
It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
191 Collabs, presented by Pinnacle Financial Partners, brings Grizz Nation hyper-local Grizz gear from Memphis designers. The next drop is the top-notch collection from proud Memphian Brandon Hobbs and his clothing brand M-Town Merch. The homage to Memphis culture, classic sportswear, and elevated street style is only available at the Grizzlies Den on Friday, November 7th, when the Grizzlies host the Dallas Mavericks. Get your tickets today at grizzlies.com/tickets or visit the FedEx Forum box office.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online. You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
Welcome back to the warm-up show here on Grind City Media. Michael Wallace, Lane Whitaker, getting you ready for tonight's game between the Houston Rockets and your Memphis Grizzlies here on a Wednesday night in the 901. Brandon Hobbs just had that 901, the 191 collab merch. You see some of that stuff? Like, what were you thinking?
Yeah. Hey, listen.
I could see you in that jacket, maybe.
Because you know what? It looks like some throwback stuff to a different era. Right. It looks like some throwback Letterman stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm with it.
I look like I'm playing with New Rockney or something. Like it's got the old school feel. I love it. All right, let's go around the NBA like we always do at this time and talk about some of the bigger stories happening out there. I thought this was a pretty funny thing the other night. In Indiana, Miles Turner made his big return home after his NBA Finals trip with the Pacers. Yeah. Left in free agency over the summer, and he got booed.
He did.
He got booed during the introductions. He did the miming of closing a book as they showed his tribute video. Which was, I don't know what to make of that. Giannis said it's bigger than sport. He's going to go back home and he's going to be like, okay, 10 years just went down the drain. And that's not fair for anybody that gave 10 years to the game and 10 years to the Pacers. Miles Turner was like, well, they didn't respect me in the negotiations. I don't know what's true, what isn't.
True.
Is this just one of those things that with time you think it gets better?
You would hope it does, because the thing about it is that Miles Turner gave those guys everything he had. He was one of the better bigs in this league. He was an all-star, you know, in Indiana. He went through a couple of different rebuilds with that team as well, too, as the franchise cornerstone. And when you really think about it, there are a lot of comparisons to Miles Turner and Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah.
Two smaller markets, you know, one in the East, one in the Western Conference. You know, a big that does a little bit of everything, shoots the ball, blocks shots, and, you know, never really was that fully embraced player, but certainly had love. And, you know, it's unfortunate that they did that during the introductions.
Yeah.
Give the man his respect during the introductions, and then you boo him during the game.
Boo him when the game starts.
Yeah, boo him during the game.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll see what happens down there. I feel like that's one of those things that 10 years from now, he gets his number retired or something, and he comes back.
Should be.
And, yeah,
Yes,
and it's like a whole thing. Is this the greatest foul of all time? Did you see this last night? Desmond Payne played against the Atlanta Hawks. Not only grabs Okongwu's arm, but he spikes the ball on him. Like what? And he got thrown out of the game after this play.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a foul quite like this before.
I don't think so either, and I don't know what that something happened before that too.
Okay, yeah.
And Bane is also upset because of the start that he's off to. He's not doing well.
The team's not doing well.
Up to his standards, they're underachieving right now. He can't really hit a shot. His three-point shooting is bad, and that's a dirty play though. When he was here, you tolerated. You called it toughness. Now that he's on the other team, that's a cheap shot, and he was thrown out the game, rightfully so. And he's a better player, better person than that, but that's unfortunate right there.
Yeah, that was bad.
What'd you think?
I same thing, and I think, like, I watched some of that game last night because I was like, it was on NBC, and I was like, oh, the Magic are going to come to play, and they didn't. Again, I don't know how you fix what they've got there. I feel like they need a point guard and they need something else, because what made them so tough last year was they could play slow and they would like grind you out. And now,
they defended last year.
They're trying to play fast now, and it's not working on either end really. So
they don't have an organizer, to your point, and they're not defensively what they were last year.
Yeah. So I don't know how they fix it. They got to do something.
Yep.
The other big news last night: Panda.
Your girl,
Red Panda, former guest on the warm-up show.
Absolutely.
Returned off the injured list in Chicago for the streaking Chicago Bulls, and broke her wrist back in June, not long after she was on our warm-up show.
Right.
And has been out and was able to make her big return last night after a couple of months on the chilling list, and do what she does so well, which is, I don't really know how to describe it. She stacks up bowls on her foot and kicks them into on top of her head.
And they go in, and they line up perfectly. Yeah.
I asked her when she was on with me, like back during the playoffs, how did you learn that this is what you can do? She was like, oh, my dad showed me.
Her dad?
Yeah.
How did he learn that?
I don't know. I was trying to get to the bottom of it, but I only had 5 minutes with her. So I was trying to figure it out. But yeah,
good to see her back. Good to see her back. And whoever her therapist and trainer are, NBA teams need to hire that person. Because when she was out, I thought she was going to miss the entire next season.
I know.
And she's back in the first month of the season.
I mean, you're up,
you know what I mean?
8 feet in the air when you fall off that thing. Like, that's a fall. That's a pretty hard fall. And
at her age,
and
right?
you got to put your hands. Yeah.
And I'm not saying she's old or anything, but I'm just saying
she's a veteran.
She's a veteran, but she's not one of these young athletes running around here. So
she's no rookie. She wouldn't be in the futures game. She'd be in the. She's not in the Rising Stars. She's a vet. She's a seasoned veteran.
So great bounce back. Great to see her bouncing back. Yes.
I also wanted to ask you, who's your favorite halftime show of all time? Is it Red Panda? Quick Change was up there
Quick
for a while.
Change is up there. You know what? I'm almost captivated a lot by the Simon Says guy because he gets everybody into it. Like, you're like, man, the Simon Says guy does a great job.
I had to do it. Did you do it last time when he was here? They had a bunch of us out there.
I didn't. I don't think I did. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't last long when I did.
It's probably stressful just because you're on the court and there's so much stuff going on. It's hard to listen to him. But, yeah, he's real tough to do.
And we owe the Ribs a rematch. Speaking of our last time on the court together, we owe the Ribs a rematch.
I beat them the last time I played them.
Oh, you went back?
But that was before they had, like, their training session, you know, and they had to, like, toughen up. I beat them. And Ray Acosta said, nice job out there when I walked off the court.
Oh, man. That was after we did it. You beat him afterwards, so you got your revenge.
My son. Yeah, we
All right, so y'all did. Okay, good.
Anyway, before we get out of here, one matchup tonight, Mike, you're looking forward to seeing from the Grizzlies and the Rockets.
You know, I know Jessica, and I know what we were talking about before she came on and where she was going to go.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming she went Kevin Durant and the young guys, right?
Yeah.
So I'll take the other obvious one. It's going to be in the post, Şengün against Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah.
And who's going to be the most effective big man? Who's going to help his team the most? And I think that's the matchup I'm looking at. Jaren needs a great game. He's had back-to-back 20-point games.
Yep.
He's inching closer to finding his rhythm. He needs a breakout if they're going to have any chance to stay in this game with the Rockets.
I want to see how Ja gets going tonight against this really tall, long lineup. You know, that's kind of given him trouble in the past when they're able to throw a lot of
Thompson brothers, right?
Yeah, against the Lakers the other night, though, like they had a lot of arms and you know, like
Vanderbilt.
stuff.
Yeah, Vanderbilt.
It's tough for Ja usually against those type of matchups. We'll see if he's able to get going tonight, and if the Grizzlies can get in transition, like that's the main thing.
He had Amin last time, right? And a Sir tonight, or the other way around. A Sir last night.
He had a Thompson and a Thompson.
Yeah.
So we get to. All right. If you're gonna watch the game tonight, you can flip over right now to FanDuel Sports Network for the pregame show with Fish, Chris, Brevin, and Pete, and then they've got the broadcast tonight, post game on ESPN 92.9 when the game ends with Eric, Elliot, Jessica, and Bennett, and then the double post with Roser, Jessica, and Bennett. We'll see you back here Friday night when the Dallas Mavericks play for the 191 collab. You're watching the warm-up show. He's Mike. I'm Lang. Appreciate y'all.